All right guys, this is the install for the turn signal harness. Once you've got the light installed, you're gonna have this 2-pin plug here, and this is going to have to run down this harness into the frunk, and then we're going to tap the turn signals in the headlight. So what we're gonna start with, I've already got the fascia off. We're gonna go ahead and get this frunk removed. So this is gonna be super easy. We're gonna use a nylon pry tool here. And the first piece we need to take off is going to be this cowl. And this cowl will clip and pull straight up. We'll put that aside. And then we're gonna have some 10 mils that we need to remove. So we're gonna have, there's one 10 mil here pointing down and one 10 mil here. Okay, these are those 10 mils. Okay, once we have those two 10 mils out, there are 4 10s holding the frunk down, and they are hidden by these right here. So you're gonna take a tool, and you're just gonna pry up and pull these up. Then we're gonna remove the frunk. Now when we're removing the frunk, nothing else is holding it in except these 2 bump stops for the frunk. So in order to remove these, you're gonna do a quarter turn to the left, and you're gonna pull them right out. So now we can remove the frunk. Keep in mind, you still have this button here to open and close the frunk. There is a wire attached to it, so when you pull this up, super easy. Just make sure that you do remove this 4-pin harness. There's no clips on it or anything. It's pressure fitted, so you can just pull it straight out. You've got your cap for your windshield wiper fluid. I recommend always just pulling this off real quick, real easy, but that way when you pull this off, it doesn't go flying and then you can't find it. So now we can remove the frunk, and you can pull straight up, and we're gonna go ahead and remove it and set this on the floor. So we've got the frunk out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start routing this harness. We're gonna plug in our 2-pin, and we're gonna route this harness and follow the split loom. Every foot or so with zip ties. And we're gonna follow this harness here. So the nylon braid here will match this nylon braid. Now when you reach this area, this part is very important. You need to have the turn signal harness. It needs to go behind this nylon braid. It cannot go to the side, and it cannot go to the front. And the reason for that is there is almost no clearance on the Cybertruck for when this frunk closes. This part of the harness gets very close to hitting the frunk, the actual trim plates in the frunk. So if you add anything in front of it, it will hit it. And your last zip tie will go down as far as we can right here to this clip. And then we're gonna take our harness, we're gonna route it under this plate here, and we're gonna pull it through. So since we're done here, I'm gonna go ahead and snip all of the excess zip tie. I recommend using flush cuts for this. Okay, so now going forward, we're gonna take this harness, and you're gonna have a good amount of extra here, and it's there for a reason. You're gonna take this excess, and you're gonna tuck it back here where the hinge goes. It's gonna need that excess for when the front closes, that it has extra wire, so it doesn't pull this tight. And what we're gonna do here is this junction right here is where you want to zip tie. You're gonna zip tie it right next to this clip right here on this washer fluid reservoir, just like that. I'm gonna run one more zip tie here. Okay, now we're ready to run the actual turn signal wires. Both signals are gonna be tapped right on the backs of these heat sinks here. So these are the control modules for the headlight. So we're gonna run this along the factory harness. We're gonna run this harness down to this junction right here where the wire loom splits and goes left and right. So this is gonna be for our passenger turn signal, and then this will be for our driver turn signal. And so what we'll do, the driver one will run along this split loom here, zip tying it. And we're gonna stop that zip tie about right here. We're gonna have about that much left over. And for the passenger side, we're just going to zip tie it right here. And we've got that same amount left over. So we've got our turn signal harness run. Now we need to tap our turn signal wires. So the Cybertruck uses a 3-wire system for the headlights. You've got your 48 volt in, you got your ground, and then you got your LIN bus. So it's only 3 wires. The turn signal wires are inside the headlight. So what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to remove this guy right here on both headlights. It is a T20. It's 4 of them. This is the module that we need to take out. So as you can see, inside there are way more than 3 wires. And that's because that LIN bus wire is your data wire that's telling this headlight to do everything that it needs to do. So we're gonna make sure obviously the headlights are turned off, parking lights are turned off. We're gonna unplug this module, and this is our headlight module. Don't drop this. All right, so our next step is to make an access point for the wire to go into. So what we're gonna use is we're gonna use some cable glands. So these are waterproof. So the cable gland will tighten down, and then it will encapsulate that wire and make it fully waterproof. And then the attachment side has a weatherproof seal as well. We're gonna need to drill 2 holes into the tops of the headlight. We're gonna use a unibit. And we're gonna drill right into the top of the headlight. From the edge of the headlight, you wanna go roughly about 1 inch, maybe 1.25 inches towards the front of the vehicle. And you wanna hold this harness down. Make sure that your unibit doesn't get anywhere near touching the harness. So make sure your unibit goes to 1/2 inch. We're gonna drill a 1/2 inch hole, and this is gonna be the tricky part. So we're gonna need to hold the nut and hold it up against the top of the headlight from inside. And then we're gonna screw in the cable gland, just like that. You'll get a diagram, it'll be emailed to you, and it's going to show you which wire you actually need to tap. So we've got our wire tapped. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our turn signal, we're gonna unloosen this cable gland just a bit, and we're gonna feed it right through. So we're gonna attach our spade, we're gonna tap our wire, tap it and tuck it into back into the headlight. And we will attach our headlight module. And then we'll do the same over here. Slide this into the cable gland. We'll attach our spade, and we'll tap our wire. And then we will go ahead and assemble this headlight back together. All right, we've got everything assembled. With the turn signal harness in, pouring lights in, and this is the result. So we've got turn signals now built into the bar, and obviously retaining the OEM signal as well. We have the ability to change these signals. So these turn signals can be realistically any color that you want. You do have the ability, you can have a million different colors that you want to do as far as turn signals go. So we're going to leave it on the amber. We also have the ability to change how they look. So we can do a basic turn signal. This one's called a wave. This is a sequence. And that's it for turn signals. So that's what that harness will do. It'll allow you to bring those OEM signals into the Lightbar.